Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, the 28th of December. I want to talk about the Hermetic age because I believe that is what we are. We are not in the Abrahamic age. Abrahamic age was only one branch of the Hermetic thinking. So are the Gnostics. And mostly those branches are being created through a working of the knowledge, which is the foundation. I want to show you this here. I have been reading the Kabbalion and I will do so some more. But if we are, and I think we are, in the Hermetic age, based on Hermetic knowledge, and this is the fruit. This world is the fruit, is the outcome. Then there was something wrong from the beginning. As I said, we've launched a rocket, and I think we've launched it from a crooked foundation, from a wrong perception, from a wrong thought, which meant that this rocket is going sideways, which creation is going sideways at the moment, pear-shaped. So really, going back at the moment, and as everybody says, go back to the ancient knowledge, yeah? Because they knew so much more. They understood so much more. It's partly true. They knew more than we do now. But we also must go back to find the mistake, because there was definitely a mistake, or this creation would not have come into being the way it is now. It's not good. So I've been thinking about what the Kabbalion says. I mean, first of all the different branches, all the different ways of thinking that are in the world now were based on Hermetic thinking. And on Hermetic knowledge they already had and they worked. Now, for instance, some examples, the Sabbateans. What is actually happening in this world now, the darkness in this world, I believe is actually the working of a Hermetic principle. And that is the Hermetic principle of rhythm. Yeah? Everything has got its ebb, everything has got its tide. Let me just see if I can quickly see this here. Rhythm, yeah. So, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates, the Kabbalion. So the Sabbateans are actually working the principle of rhythm. Yeah? To the amount you go to one side, it will be you will swing to the other. Which, or in other words, as Paul put it, they do sin so that grace may abound. Or they are the ones that go deeper into the darkness so that the light will come when the swing goes to the other side. That's a working of a Hermetic principle. It's based on that thought, which obviously creates a world of constant extremes. Yeah? Of the utmost movement that you can achieve from one end to the other. If you imagine one of those carnival rides, fairground rides, the ship, that goes up and down. If you're sitting on the outer edge of the ship, you are experiencing the greatest movement. If you're sitting in the middle of the ship, the movement is not all that much. So that's what we're doing at the moment, driven by the Sabbateans. We're sitting on the outer edge of the ship. But as I said, it's based, to me it's not a good way of doing things. Yeah, to be constantly in extremes, to constantly have extreme movements, but it is based on that idea, on a Hermetic principle, the working of a Hermetic principle. The Gnostics, again, were based first of all on a Hermetic knowledge, and that is already working the principles themselves, and that is the knowledge of mental alchemy. And I've just sent 100 Christian sheep running. Oh my God, she said alchemy. She used the word alchemy. Run! Right. Anyway, it just means a transmutation from one state into another. Mental alchemy is the shifting into different states of consciousness. Yeah? And darlings, Jesus did use mental alchemy, trust me. Yeah, he was a master of mental alchemy. That's why he did what he did. Yeah? So the Gnostics used that knowledge to create different states of consciousness and then bring the knowledge that they had out of that state of consciousness. I think it was total misinterpretation of what they saw. You know, this evil creator God that is creating everything. And it is not true in this world. If you look around yourself, you know it's not true in this world. But it led us, again, it was the working of the knowledge that led us down a certain path. And the Kabbalion itself says, and I've said it before, there's nothing wrong with knowledge. Good and bad comes into being through how you use it. And the Kabbalion itself says the knowledge can be used for good or bad. And that's what's happening. So that's the first thing that we need to see. It was the knowledge and then the working of the knowledge that is creating this world. And in looking at what they're doing, look back to the Hermetics. That is actually a key. That is the key through which you can see what it is they're doing, what it is they're working, what they're trying to achieve. So that's the first thing that went wrong. Wrong usage of knowledge. But I think one of the biggest mistakes is this idea of a fall, or is the idea that the all is already perfect. I think that is to me that is the biggest mistake. That perfection already exists and that it is already known in the all itself. In the mind of the all, everything is perfect. And we are fallen from that knowledge. I want to talk about, well, I mean, let's first of all say, if we are an expression of the all, and we don't know, I mean, we should know more than we do, but we were driven into darkness deliberately. But if we knew it all already, I mean, if we were an expression of the all, we would know it all. If we don't know it all, then the all does not know it all. That's what I want to say. You can't have ignorance of something existing here and ignorance not existing in the all itself. Nothing comes from nothing. If it exists here, I mean, as below, so above. That is what the Hermetics say. But then they say below is not as above. That's a contradiction. Either it is or it isn't. So why is existence, consciousness, why does it exist? Why was it created? It's coming out of the all. To what purpose? Are we the seekers of the answers? Yeah? that means the answer does not already exist in the all. The all is all potential. So again, the answer will exist in the all. It's already there. But we don't know it. We are not aware of it. We haven't found it. We're looking for it. We haven't found it. And then if we don't know, does the all itself know? That's the question. Or are we the part of the all that is seeking the answers? To bring it back. The answer already exists as a potential. It is there somewhere. I think we're looking for needles in haystacks. But it is not yet known. We don't know it. It is not manifest in this reality for sure. Then does the all know it? Because if you say the all already knows it, why does it create consciousness? To what purpose? If the all is it is perfect, it has got no needs, what would be the need for creating consciousness? There wouldn't be any. So, I have, when I was a teenager, I had a painting that I absolutely loved. I still love it. And that was René Magritte's Search for the Absolute. And I think it is not so much the expression of that thought, although I like the painting itself. It's the thought itself that is fascinating. Yeah, the search for the absolute. The search for, well, is it that, the one unmoving truth? But what is searching? What is searching for that? Just us, because we don't know? Or are we an expression of the all searching for that? Now, the one thing I want to talk about is desire. And I really want to talk about desire. First of all, desire, what is it? To start with. The Buddha said, well, they say the Buddha said, desire is the cause of all suffering. Yeah? And I'm not sure. To me, that sounds like one of those one-liners, that has been fed to the sheep, and they will repeat it endlessly. Desire leads to suffering, is the cause of all suffering. Because to my mind, if that is all the Buddha said, then he was on a very low level of understanding. And I don't think he was. I think it's just one of those one-liners that is being fed to the sheep. There'll be those that understand more than that. I could understand more than that. Because desire is not the cause of suffering. The unfulfillment of desire is the cause of suffering. Or fulfilling desire in the wrong way. That is to say, you're being given something and they promise you that will fulfill your desire, and then it doesn't. Or it even makes it worse. That is what creates suffering, not the desire itself. So then what is desire? And to me, it is the expression of a lack. If you desire something, it means you lack something. And that is really the story of in the Garden of Eden, the eating of the tree of knowledge of good and bad. It was the expression of a lack within Eve. And the text actually says that, if you look at it closely. Because they had knowledge. There was a garden of knowledge and they could eat of all the trees freely, so they had probably knowledge coming out of their ears. But when Eve looked at that tree and she saw the fruit was good to eat and it would give her wisdom, and that was the lack. She lacked wisdom. She had knowledge, but she lacked wisdom. Again, the desire. Out of the lack comes the desire to eat from that tree, because again, you think that will fulfill the desire. I think we can't say at this moment that she was wrong, because we are using desire in the wrong way. We're understanding desire in the wrong way, and out of that, again, out of the ignorance of the true meaning of desire, we're doing all the wrong things. I've heard somebody say, we come here for the pleasures of this world. Yeah, we come here for the pleasures of this world, for the physical pleasures of this world. Yeah, and then you say, people have all the physical pleasures of this world, like they have sex, or they eat. Yeah, and that is the fulfillment of the pleasures of this world. I mean, that is wrong for starters. It's not. If they were fulfilled, they could stop doing it. That's the point. Once a desire is fulfilled, once the lack is filled, and that is, the cup is full, not overflowing. The cup is empty, you're below that. The cup is overflowing, you're going too far. The cup is full. That's it. The desire is fulfilled. And then the movement will stop, because it is achieved. What you're searching for is achieved. And again, having sex in this world, or eating or drugs or whatever, is not the fulfillment of the desire. It is doing the wrong thing that will not lead to the fulfillment of desire, which will lead to constant suffering. It's not the fault of the desire. Desire is a knowledge of a lack. That is real. That is there. So, I really think, again, the fulfillment of desire, let's stay with sex, just because it's a good example. If you have to constantly have sex, you have not fulfilled the desire. Whatever it was you were searching for, that is not doing it. And doing it on a mechanical, material level only will not do it. We exist on several levels. Yeah? And if the fulfillment was found here, truly found, it would permeate all the other levels. That is to say, as below, so above. Every level of yourself would be fulfilled. You cannot fulfill yourself just on the material level. It is a part of you. But true fulfillment would mean fulfillment of all levels. And apparently that cannot be done if you are having sex just on a material level, which a lot of people do. But then I'm coming back to this idea of the search of the absolute. And here is, once fulfillment is achieved, it should be lasting. Yeah? Eternal. So I had to giggle to myself this morning, thinking, is there the ultimate sex that will do you for all eternity once you've done it? You know? And if it does exist, it must be good. You know? But I think that is what we're searching for. The ultimate fulfillment of desire, the ultimate fulfillment of lack. And again, is that lack only in us? or we are an expression of the lack of the all. We are an expression of it. Then is the lack in it? Is that our purpose? To find the answers. The all itself is potential, it has got all the pieces to find the answer. We've got all the pieces to find the answer, just haven't found it yet. Because if you think that the all has got it already, it's already there, then to create a being, consciousness, that does not know would mean to deliberately create suffering for no purpose whatsoever. Or what? Just so that the all in the end can reveal its own glory to us? It already knew it, but it just creates suffering so that it can reveal itself. And there's something a bit narcissistic about that thought. Yeah? So I don't think it is that. And again, for creation to exist and to go on existing, we need to get it right. We get it wrong, we destroy ourselves. We are well on the way of doing that. So there is a need for that knowledge. There is a need to know right. There is a need for fulfillment, for the one unmoving truth, to know that. The more unmoving truth you know, the more stable the whole thing will get, the less movement there will be. Yeah, does he all know already? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that was one of the most fundamental flaws of Hermetic thinking, to say that knowledge already exists. All the bits and pieces exist, yeah. Potential exists, yeah. But it has not been the puzzle has not been put together correctly to create the ultimate, the absolute. So, and the thing is, as long as desire, the knowledge of lack, that is the knowledge of lack. Desire is not what you want, that is not desire. That is what desire may drive you into doing, but you're doing the wrong thing. Not aware that you should fulfill a lack and find a way of fulfilling that lack. And if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it doesn't fulfill the lack, stop doing it. Find another way. But as long as that knowledge is there, as long as the movement is there that it creates, creation itself will exist. And the thing is, when you die, so you're only getting out of the physical level, but you're going to a spiritual level, just consciousness, you're still in existence. I mean, you have not left existence. You have not left creation when you go to heaven. And then you're there. And why are you coming back? Why are you not still? Why do you keep repeating this over and over and over again? Because your cup is not filled. You're still lacking. You have not found it. That is what is driving us. We have not found it. We're still in ignorance. And it is the lack that will create desire, that will drive us. to come back to find the answer for whatever it is we're searching for. So what are we? We are a lack. We are lack. We are desire. We are the searchers for answers, to finding a truth that will and has to permeate all levels of ourselves. So working this mechanically on the material level will not do it. And the fact that people are doing it over and over and over again does not mean they are fulfilling their desire. It means it's not working. As I said, then stop doing it. So, I still think, the Hermetic principles themselves, I can see as truth and as guidelines, and they will help us. As I say, if you take something like the principle of rhythm, you can work it in that you're sitting on the outer edge of the ship and you're experiencing the biggest movement possible. Or you can use the same knowledge as sitting in the middle of the ship. You have less movement. You probably gain less knowledge. But as the thing continues eternally, you don't have to find it tomorrow. And you probably have a better life with less movement. Take yourself more time to find it, whatever it is we're looking, and to bring it back. I think we are bringing the knowledge back to the all once we finally get out of creation and back into the all. We're bringing back a knowledge. We are the bringers of knowledge. We are the seekers. We are the all seeking. We are the all seeking. And when we return, hopefully, we bring back knowledge. And is that the ultimate truth? I don't know. I don't know. It just would create a different foundation of thinking of what we are and what we do, what we're in. And at least it would create a better purpose. I think it would create a better purpose than, I don't know, you are sinful, you are in darkness, it's all your fault. They all created something sinful. They all created something bad so that it can reveal itself. I don't know, it's just not a good place to start from. That is not a good place, that is not a good foundation to start for. This whole prison thing, and we need to prison break, is a dreadful foundation to start from. But it is our purpose to find the truth. And it is there, and it can be found. And once we found it, that emptiness inside of us will go, and we will be at peace. And maybe we can return then and leave creation. To me, that is a good purpose. And it doesn't mean that we were bad to start with. We are what we are. Ignorance was already there. We are the ones trying to remedy it. I think that would be a better way of looking at ourselves, and it would give us a good purpose. It would give meaning to our lives, to our existence that is good. And it means that our starting point, our ignorance, was not our fault. It is just how it is. So we can stop beating up on ourselves. Anyway, here folks, that was my thought for today. As I said, we're going back to the old knowledge. Do not go back with the impression that they had it all right. They were only human. Yeah? They were not perfect. I mean, their worlds were not perfect. There were a lot of wrong. There was a lot of good in the ancient world. There was a lot of bad in the ancient world. So they did not have found absolute perfection. That means absolute perfection is not in their teachings. Find, again, the end of the age. God separates the wheat from the tares. We have lived the outcome. We must see what created the outcome. And then separate what was good, what created good, and what created bad. And maybe add a new thought to it that will, only a new thought will take us into a new direction. So we need to add a new thought to all of this. We need to correct something. Without a correction, we will do the same thing over and over and over again. Anyway, here folks, I leave it at that for today, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.